Hello, hello, everyone. Just getting started here, just getting settled in for our Moon Magic and Mayhem event. We are in the middle of a full moon, and if you're not feeling it, I don't know. You're probably one of the lucky signs, actually, who's having a nice transition of this thing. Hey! Yay! It worked! What? Okay, hold on a minute. No, it did not work. All right, sorry, friend. We actually have an event going on, so I have a co-host coming on in. So if you could drop out here, I'd appreciate that. Okay. Weird. Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. Thank you for the follow. Just hold on a second, guys. I am working on getting my co-host on here. There he is. All right. Hey.
Yes.
Ooh, I love your thing.
What is going on?
Hey, synthetic authenticity. Hey, Jersey Moon, can you see? You can't see my feed. You see your own feed, huh?
I believe so, yes.
Cool. Cool.
You could switch your thing if you want. So you
Hey,
have that background.
Switch. Oh, my background? That's okay. Yeah. I have my background set up already.
All natural.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just getting this stuff done. Looking at the mudra that we're going to use for this. So do you want to do a brief intro and while I light some incense and stuff like that?
Sure. What is going on, TikTok? Magical blessings on this full moon in Gemini. That's what this is all about. Full moon in Gemini. The beaver moon. Really what it means is, well, there's only a couple people in here, so we're going to get started when there's, let's see, get us to 500 likes and we'll get started, party people.
There you go. Thank you guys for liking, sharing the live. It helps boost the algorithm, and I am going to look for some incense to support us through this right now. What do we
Got some dragon's blood?
I do have some dragon's blood. You know what I noticed? That the dragon's blood does not burn very well for me. It'll burn like a little bit and then stop, and then a little bit and then stop. And I'm like, fine. But my incense has been acting funny in general anyway. Some of them.
Could be the weather too.
Yeah, it's kind of getting cold here. But it was doing, the dragon's blood was doing that in the heat of summer. Okay, so I'm pulling 3 different, I have these amazing incenses that are made for the chakras. And as I was doing my research for this event, I realized that there's actually a really important piece to this moon, to this event, and its correlation to the chakras. Thank you, Jonathan. Welcome. Thank you, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome in, party people. Magical blessings on this full moon in Gemini. The beaver moon, as some will say. Really, it's time for taking all your harvest and basically stockpiling for the winter. Beavers will build their dams just because they damn well please to.
Sorry. I'm sure that wasn't the first time that anybody's ever said that, but that was really hilarious.
I've tried a couple of different things beforehand,
It's like, how can
How can I play this beaver moon with a damn comment?
I love it. I love it.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
TikTok. What is up, TikTok, on this full moon in Gemini? Welcome in, everybody. Hit that like button, share,
Send to
subscribe.
your send to your lunatic friends, especially ones
Yeah.
that have been complaining lately about shit going wrong for them. If you're having to like if they're chewing your ear off about what's going wrong in their life, redirect them into this live, and we will tell them why it's going wrong and what to do about it.
Right, and we'll have shenanigans all the whole time.
Mayhem, mayhem.
Mayhem and shenanigans. Whoa.
Look at
Hit those
this.
likes. Hit those likes. Get us up to
What did I tell
500
you?
people.
What did I tell you
Money.
about money has been okay, guys, just side note. I have been so seriously constipated, like financially constipated. Things were falling away. What did I say a couple weeks ago? I lost nearly 90% of my frickin' income. Almost everything in my life shut down. Relationships, finances, all sorts of stuff came to a near standstill. In the last few weeks, one thing after another falling apart, completely stopping. And guess what? When I was doing my research about this moon, you know, those times where you're like, fuck, the whole world is against me. The universe is out to get me. This is not working. Clearly, I'm on the wrong path. And then I go and I read about these different things that are happening. And I went, bro,
Magic.
I'm actually aligned. I'm actually like right where I need to be, doing what I need to be doing. Even those choices that I've been making in the last couple of weeks, the number, like month or two even, you've been privy to them, that I'm doubting every single time I'm making those choices, but I still go through, even though I'm doubting it, even though I'm nervous about it, and I'm like, this seems fucking crazy. But it turns out now I've got money falling from the sky, like literally showing up in. Why is there money in my matchbox? Son,
it's
did you
the
put money in my
fairies.
matchbox? No.
It's the
Or your
fairies.
purse. Because you found a lot of money.
I did. I found cash at the bottom of my purse. I didn't know it was there. That I can explain. That I can be like, okay, it fell out of my wallet. But this, that's not a joke, guys. I'm not fucking around. I don't care. Like, I don't need to fake this. This is absurd.
That's
So
awesome.
let's talk about this moon.
You know?
Let's see. We've got a couple of comments here. Hold on, just a sec. Sorry. Ryan's got the sun in his face. Good. Reaper says, I can already feel stuff coming, but chaos leads to change and growth. Absolutely, my friend.
Yeah, cheers to that. Well
Yeah.
said.
Well said.
Well said. Hit those likes, party people. Let's get our likes up.
Would you hand me the incense burner?
Tap
Flat
that
incense
screen.
burner
Tap,
there?
tap, tap. Got some goals out there. There's nothing major on those goals.
That was last in there.
Keeping it simple. It's, the algorithm for TikTok.
Yeah, it helps, guys, when you like and share. When you like the live, share the live, send gifts, comment on it. All that stuff helps us reach more people. And I know that there's a lot of people right now feeling like they're completely losing their mind. Like shit is going totally sideways and they don't know what's happening and they don't know why it's happening. And it seems like and the walls come tumbling. That's what it feels like. Like
When
the
the
walls are coming
walls-
down. Yeah.
Start crumbling away.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right, my
probably.
dog.
I threw that song under the bus.
You lost yours a long time ago. Yeah, we're Ajna.
See, I'm only seeing the people that are joining. I'm not seeing no comments or anything. So that's all you.
Okay, I will try to keep on top of it here. All right,
I'll keep welcoming everybody.
Okay.
Danny,
Go
welcome.
ahead.
Rita, welcome. Joe, welcome. Hit those likes, party people.
Okay, so we've. All right, so welcome, everyone. Sorry, I'm just getting these last couple of things to get started. This event is for the full moon in Gemini that went exact at 2 something this morning Pacific
It
time.
was at 2:16 a.m.
And so the energy of a full moon, energy of any of these moon's transitions can always be felt 3 days before, like and most intensely 3 days before and 3 days after. Obviously, the larger cycles that we've been going through, you're going to feel for, like I've been experiencing, for weeks or even months, where things seem to be dismantling, like as if life is kind of dismantling around you, crumbling around you. Some people are experiencing a major losses over and over and over again. Some people are experiencing major like insights and growth and step up, or you can be experiencing a little bit of both, because both are necessary. We've got to clear out the old junk to make room for something new, right? You got to move. If you want to put something new, if you want to put a new car in your garage, you got to empty out the boxes that are in that place, right?
That's right.
So if you're holding on to or very attached to those things that the universe is begging you to let go of, it is going to create a struggle. It's going to feel like you're being ripped apart. It's going to feel like this is difficult and crazy and even mean, so to speak. But it's not. It's really not. The intention, I always go back to, the universe is never out to get you. The universe has your highest good in mind, always, is leading you to your highest purpose. Water always returns to its source. That is what you're doing. That is what your spirit is doing through evolution, through growth, through the ups and downs of life. But the universe is not trying to hurt you. And if you're
Nope.
experiencing life as if the universe is trying to hurt you, then there is some kind of resistance that you're holding onto. And it's so important. If you're going to move it through that without pain and suffering, then we've got to look within and find what that thing is that we're still holding on to, and being honest with ourselves about it.
Yeah, and let's be real, the universe conspires with us.
Yeah,
Always.
exactly.
You know, regardless on how much of an inside job it is, we have support,
Yes.
and we're
Uh,
never alone.
I guess we got Jay, who says he's been up all night long. Yes, that would explain it. I have been up and down as well. Fran, hey, yes, I've changed my name. I'm doing a brand change. That's kind of actually part of this entire moon stuff. It's really cool, and I'll talk a little bit about that, because there's some really huge things that have been happening for me. But again, I want to talk about what this moon means for each sign, to help you kind of find where the stuck stuff may be. If you're confused, if you're feeling like you're not sure. Reaper says the only real thing that is against us is our fear. Yeah, that's a
That's
big,
right.
big crux. Hey,
Absolutely.
Corey! Jay and Corey both have 444 on their clocks. That's a good number, my friends.
Nice. 444. That's
Okay.
awesome.
Let me drop my candles behind me, and then I'll quit
You know,
stalling.
as this full moon in Gemini, basically, with Gemini, it's got the twins, right? So there's always that positive and negative side to the twins.
Yeah.
So it's our perception on how we see our lives in the moment, right here, right now. Do we look at life as living in faith and optimism for a new beginning and new opportunities coming our way? Or are we looking at it from a fear factor and not moving forward and being stuck in the old patterns? This is what this moon is really bringing forward, to give you that option to see for yourself. Are you going to stay stuck, or are you going to move forward? And it will be
Yeah.
intense. It is intense.
And usually, I'm really big on saying to you guys, like, usually if you don't catch the wave this time around, the energies are just bringing us in that direction. If you don't catch it this time, there will be another cycle. And there is something very significant to this, what's been happening for all of us over the last number of months. And I don't usually push or implore to anybody to pay attention, because it's your path, right? I'm not sitting here trying to tell anybody what to do. But there are very significant opportunities right here that if you don't catch them, these alignments will not happen for quite a while. And if you're trying to have that growth happen, and opening and expansion and manifestation and whatnot, evolution, leveling up, if you're trying to level up and you feel really stuck and like life is dragging you and getting heavier and heavier and heavier, you really need to pay attention right now. You really need to do that internal work. If you're finding the themes of frustration, unexpected disputes, struggle in your external or internal relationships, personal, professional relationships, your relationship with self, other, and life. If in any of those aspects are feeling super heavy and super stuck, if you're feeling really squeezed, it's begging you, life is begging you to let go of whatever it is has you stuck, and the energy will not come back around for some time still. And we really just have a couple of weeks. I mean, this transition, this energy is only going to be about mid-December before it starts to let up, and you would have missed this wave. And again, I don't usually say, hurry the fuck up. But
Right.
in this case, pay attention.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
is a
important.
time of awakening. You know, this right now, these energies, it's a second wave of awakening right now. And it's going to become more intense as this year closes out, you know, because this cycle's got to close.
Yeah.
This year's got to end.
Yeah.
And I want it on a positive
Thank God.
note,
Yeah.
you know, and it's only started to come around, even for myself. And just like you mentioned, finding money randomly recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Good.
because we've been doing our dirty work all year long, and there's nothing but blessings to come now. You know, the
Yeah.
rearview
Like you
mirror
said.
is gone.
Yeah, like you said too, is this is the time where you are really harvesting so much of the work that you're doing, and it's time to store that away for the winter time. So like
Yep.
there's the work you've done should bear fruit, and maybe that bearing fruit looks like financial gain, career gain, better relationship. That financial work, or that excuse me, that work you've been doing may just be an internal sense of balance and feeling much more capable of moving through the difficulties. That's something I've personally been experiencing. Like before things externally started happening more smoothly, I felt an internal balance and acceptance of the change. Instead of fighting with it and like I used to want to do is like justify it, have more conversations about it, force people to do what I want them to do so that we can try to find resolution, all of this force. Instead of doing any of that work over this last 2 months, I just said, okay, I accept, and we move on. I don't get it. I accept, and we move on.
Yep. Accept and surrender.
Yes. So one of the aspects that's really, really prominent in this transition right now with the Gemini moon is that Mars square Saturn.
Daddy Saturn.
Daddy Saturn and Mars, warrior Mars, action, the planet of action, this planet of masculine energy, the planet of go get it, do it now.
Right.
And then Saturn is asking us, really to evaluate our values, our life, where we're headed, take a, very adult look. I feel like Saturn always says, "Are you adulting?" Take a very, kind of adult and cold examination of your internal and external world. So that is what really brings about this feeling of frustration, of disputes. There may very well be physical hurdles. It can be your body, it can, like your health. There can be literally like doors literally being locked, finances not being there. These frustrations can potentially manifest very tangibly because it's just that big. But so, sorry, my brain just went 2 different routes and wanted to talk more about
That's the
frustration
Gemini.
and disputes. Yeah, I
That's
know.
the Gemini moon. Blitz.
They want to talk at the same time.
Yep.
Okay. So I want to mention Gemini just a little bit because let's talk about Gemini. What is Gemini? The twins, it's a mutable sign. It's ruled by air and rules the throat chakra. It's about creativity, expression, communication, relationships, honesty, balancing the masculine and the feminine, your action and your rest, right? You're caring for others and your self-care. But that air symbol too much of it creates chaos for us. And that what could just be, fun, playful can turn into like, do you remember that feeling as a kid where you were so excited you just couldn't control your shit?
Yeah.
That's kind of that
Like Christmas
energy,
Eve.
right? Yeah, you just can't control yourself. But right now, that kind of energy is lending itself to frustrations. Frustrations are coming up so that they can be cleared away. They're not showing up to block your progress. They're showing up like bumpers in the bowling alley to help you find your path and clarify your direction in life, which is what Saturn is saying. Clarify what you're trying to do with your life. Focus on that. Stop doing all the bullshit. You've got too many irons in the fire. You're going to burn your hands trying to manage all that shit. Saturn is asking you to focus. Mars says we're going to go. Saturn says focus, then we're going to go. And then, sorry, did you want to add anything to that piece before I go running down?
I was going to mention Venus is going to be very heavy this week on a lot of us. So we want to be prepared for that. It's all about authentic heart space and speaking our authentic self and basically being true to ourselves. Who cares what other people think? Yeah. It's about what your truth is. Nobody else can judge you for that.
Yeah.
Always speak from the heart. And I've been feeling Venus pretty strong. And not so much Saturn, and I'm a double Capricorn. That's why I say daddy.
Yeah.
No, I'm feeling more in the flow because of my Cancer rising is what I'm feeling. But I've been feeling a past life coming back around within me, and that's grief. So what I'll be doing tonight is some writing down on what I'm proud of, what I've done and been successful on. And then just burning it.
Yeah.
Because I gotta appreciate myself.
Yeah. As always, guys, just a word to the wise, when you are doing something like that, where you're writing down something that you appreciate about yourself, love about yourself, something that you're showing gratitude or love for yourself for, or something that you want to keep or cultivate more of, and you're going to write it down and burn it, please make sure you're always folding those papers toward yourself to bring that in. When you're writing down stuff you want to let go of, you don't appreciate, you fold it away. Just a side note there.
Yep.
Yes, Jay, authenticity. And that's actually the mudra that I picked for this thing. It's about authenticity.
Yeah. See how it works?
But I wanted to actually...
We're there.
I wanted to confirm something actually that you just said about your experience of this moon, about the past life stuff coming up. About this being a very internal process of both focusing and appreciating where you've been and then clearing away those old patterns that you're ready to let go of. So there are 4 major areas that all the signs are going to, or the different signs are going to feel this in. For you as a Capricorn and as the Cancer rising, this is going to be almost entirely an internal process. So that is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Guys, go ahead and drop your sun signs and or your rising if you've got them in the chat. And we'll talk a little bit more about each one of those. So right now, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, where you guys are going to be feeling the most frustration is with yourself. Is with inside yourself. Yes, that will show in external things in your life, but where you need to focus to do the work to ride this wave is almost entirely internally. It's about your relationship with yourself, your honesty with yourself, your ability to look practically at who you are and the choices that you're making and whether they serve you or not. And then letting go of what does not serve you, particularly bad habits. I'm so sorry, Jersey Moon, you're going to have to quit smoking.
Yep. Yeah, I'm working on it.
I know.
For sure.
I thought of you though when I saw that internal cat in Cancer, and I was like, oh, the universe is just begging you to
Yep.
make some of those good changes. And I know it's working on, it's working on us all. But um, so let's see what we've got in here. We have um, Ryan, same for you. Libra sun with a Cancer rising. Your work is pretty much just focus on yourself. Just focus on what's going on within. Focus on what you need to let go of about yourself. What fear is holding you back? What excuses are you making to not move forward? What limiting beliefs have you stalled in life? Even is your energy scattered, right? Pull in your energy and focus on something that's internal, focused on your being honest with yourself, working with your strengths and letting go of the things that just you don't need, the extra baggage, right? And then we've got Jay, also a Libra sun. So all that just applies to you as well. But you, as a Virgo, Leo Virgo cusp. So your sun is right in between the two. Are you in Libra? I mean, Virgo will affect you too if you're in Libra, but you're going to be a little bit more heavy on the Libra side. But we'll talk about Virgo too. Okay, Jonathan, you said January 10th. That makes you a Capricorn, right? Because Aquarius comes like 20 something. I always forget the exact day. Okay,
Like
so
28,
yeah.
29.
Yeah, most of them are like 25th through 28th or something like that. Okay, so then we'll talk about Virgo just for a minute. Well, let me hold off on Virgo just a second because I'm a Virgo and there's something to say about it too. So Capricorn. Oh yeah, Jonathan, you're a Capricorn. Duh, I knew that. Diana, Leo. So Leos right now are facing financial barriers. Your main frustration right now, where this energy is asking you to focus and do this work, being honest with yourself, being honest about where your energy is going, reeling your energy in and focusing on one stream or maybe two, right? Like we can be polymaths, we can love doing lots of different things, but doing all of those things spreads out your energy. If you're wanting that financial abundance, if you're wanting to ride this wave to bring more finances, bring better finances, increase and improve your relationship with your finances, focus there. Focus your energy. Stop making excuses. Don't let your fear make the decisions for you. That applies to Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And this, for everybody, this is if you have your sun sign in this sign, it applies to you. If you have your rising sign in this sign, it can apply to you as well. If you have your moon in this particular sign, it can also apply to you. Just remember that those are three different parts of self. Sun is the core of your, let's say, your nature. Sun is your nature of who you are. Your rising sign is the nurture of who you are, who you've become, usually like often your ego self, right? So and then your moon is your emotional self. So let's say your sun is in Leo. That's going to be very financial stuff based. The core of how your limiting beliefs, probably from childhood, early programming, this kind of stuff, that kind of stuff is going to come up for your finances. That's where you're going to want to focus. If your rising is in Leo, pay attention to your ego attachments that have to do with money. If your moon is in Leo, pay attention to your emotional attachments that have to do with money. Okay? So that clarifies just a little bit. And let's see what other signs we had in here. So Sagittarius, hello! Back to basics. Okay, so Sagittarius, Taurus, and Pisces. You are going to be feeling this most heavily in your actual relationships, in your external relationships with friends, family, coworkers, your relationships with other people. So the same thing applies if your sun, moon, or rising are in Taurus, Sagittarius, or Pisces. You will feel this energy to some degree. Yes, that means that my sun in Leo, not mine, My sun in Leo is having financial issues. My rising in Sagittarius is having relationship issues. And my moon in Aries is having emotional meltdowns inside of myself. Yes, it can get that complicated. So,
Yes, it can.
yeah. Hey, Emily, how are you? Okay. So, Nikki, welcome, Nikki. Okay. Sorry, guys. I totally forgot to share this live with you guys. I really dropped the ball on that. Feel free to like, comment, share, do all that stuff. Gifts help, likes help, all that stuff, so that we can reach some more people here. Because I know that you guys have friends and family, and that are complaining right now.
Yeah,
because
I'm
life
not
is hard.
seeing any. I'm not seeing any comments, and I don't even know
Okay.
how many people are in the room. I got 0.
We've got 11 right now, or 10. Dare we say anything about it?
Nope.
Okay, so let's keep going. Then we've got Gemini, Nikki and Kim in Gemini. So I'm having a good laugh about this because again, I was doing this research and writing this notes down and whatnot. So this moon is in Gemini, the full moon in Gemini. And so you might think, great, it's my, especially if your moon is in Gemini, great, it's in my sign. I shouldn't have to worry about it. Yee. No, you are just as in trouble as the rest of the signs. In fact, sometimes a little bit more so because that energy of moon of Mars and square Saturn is asking you to look at basically your life dilemma is your relationship with yourself and your communication and your honesty with internal and external, and balancing that wellness, finding wellness and good communication, and building those relationships both within yourself and outside of yourself. So for Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, you're also you guys are feeling it, or we are feeling it in our career. It is very specific to career, whether that's a public career or a private career, whether it's a new career or an old career, doesn't matter. Whatever stage in your career you're at, Mars and Saturn is asking you to look, take stock, be really honest with yourself. Is this where you want to go? Is this where you want to put your energy? And if you're working on multiple projects, pull your energy into the one channel where you feel most aligned and most passionate, where you feel, because Gemini is about authenticity, expression, creativity, play, even showing up on the world stage, right? Like Gemini is it's associated with the throat chakra. It's a very expressive sign and wants you to be in flow with your creativity and allow life to create through you, to manifest through you. So for Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, that's going to be in the realm of your career. Facilitate a better relationship with your career. Focus on what your passions really are. So I got, Taurus. Rob and Caitlin ask about Taurus. Taurus, money, financial issues. Financial stuff is where you need to be focusing right now. So if you guys are just joining us, hello. Oh, we never even introduced ourselves. My name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator, and this is my lovely co-host, Jersey Moon of Firefly Metaphysical, a shaman and spectacular healer. So we are, talking about the Gemini full moon. Emily, yes, Leo is also finances. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are all money matters. So everybody is being asked to go within. Everybody is being asked to release and refocus. Liz asking about Cancer. Cancer is your entire focus here is going to be an internal something. So there's something internally that you are working on letting go of, that you're clarifying, that you're building a better relationship with yourself, being more honest with yourself about. A lot of times this can indicate a bad habit that you're ready to let go of, or an emotional habit that doesn't serve you anymore, or a communication habit that's not serving you, or negative, shitty self-talk that's obviously not hurting you. All of that's energy is focusing you internally, for that stuff. Let's see. Ford, my friend, Pisces. You're going to be feeling that in your external relationships and in your career. So it can be in the home, but it's most likely going to be your relationships surrounding your career, your coworker relationships, your boss relationship, that kind of stuff. It's going to be about the way that you relate and interact with other people. And for Pisces, it's very specific to the career. Taurus and Sagittarius, it's mostly just about those relationships. But Pisces has this career bent to it too. Thank you for the follow, Liz. Okay, so the big questions, right? What fears? Take stock of your fears. Take stock of your self-judgments. Take stock of your excuses. Take stock of your limiting beliefs. Take stock of where your energy is going, how scattered it is, reel it in, refocus. But really, 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 really important is honesty. Above all those other things, which fear, excuses, all these things are not honest. So that is the theme. Frustration because of a lack of honesty and accountability, right? That's what's going on here. And wherever that lives in your life is where you're going to be feeling the frustration and the struggle. And like we said at the beginning of this, if you want to let go of that, we are really nicely aligned right now for you to just see what is there. Like, act like you're cleaning your garage. Like I said, just look at it very plainly, without emotion, without attachment, and say, can I let this go? Can I put this down? And if the answer is even remotely yes, drop it. And honestly, if you need it, it can come back up for you later. Right? Don't worry about like letting go of the wrong thing, dropping the wrong thing. If it was the wrong thing, the frustration will continue. And you can pick that thing back up and reassess, right? But ultimately the outcome is going to give you better relationships with yourself, with others, and with life. Better communication with yourself, with others, with life. Better boundaries for yourself, with others, and with life in general. Jay asks, do the answers come from meditation? Whew, that is one way. We're really, really, really big on mindfulness because it does that. Yeah. Jersey Moon, did you have something to say there?
Well, no, not necessarily in reference to that. I mean, you're going to get your answers in your most quietest moments.
Yeah.
Whether it be meditation, when you lay your head on your pillow at night, that is the most opportune time to talk with yourself and talk about the day you had to yourself. What didn't you like about the day? What did you love about the day? Because when you wake up in the morning, the sun's going to rise to a new day, a new dawn, new opportunities, new blessings coming your way. And if you release those at nighttime, you will benefit every single day that you wake up. And I promise you that. It's amazing on how it works. And it's truly magical when you see it for yourself. But just remember, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
That's true. That is a great, great tool for what's happening right now. That is a great suggestion for how to start to find the answers. If you spend a few moments each night and write your pros and cons throughout the day, and then you start noticing after a while that you're like, man, I keep having this frustration when it's about this or about that, or in this interaction or in my career or whatever it is. So you will start to suss it out. But yeah, that's a really good one. Jay, congratulations. Jay has been talking to his guides for the first time this month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well done, Jay.
do you want to talk about a little bit about kind of the ascension stuff? I know we've been talking about it before, but a little bit of what this looks like as far as like evolution for us in general, not collectively, individually, and some of the things like that that people are going to start experiencing, or if they haven't already.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to ascension or awakening, um, you're basically seeing repetitive signs, angel numbers, for instance, or you see an ad or something through your social media and it just clicks, and you're like, oh my God, I know that. But you never saw it before, but you know it. Things like that. Um, you know, a lot of the side effects when it comes to ascension is stuffiness, headaches, you know, and people get confused. They're like, oh my God, I got the flu. No, your body is assimilating light codes. And since our body is been thrown to the wolves all our lives, whether it be the foods we eat, the Pepsi, the Coca-Cola, whatever it may be, that's not part of our light body. So when we receive these codes, our body is integrating, trying to release that garbage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we receive these symptoms, headaches,
Diana
sinus.
says that her ears were ringing last night too. That's another one.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
your guides adjusting your communication, your
So Diana
clairaudience.
just now, I was just scrolled up and said that she said she can't wait to be able to talk to her guides, and then turned around by saying her ears are ringing last night. That's your guides tuning you so that they can speak to
Yep.
you, so that you can hear them.
They're adjusting. They're
Yeah.
adjusting your clairaudience.
Yeah.
And remember, they're not always going to talk to you through voice.
Right. It's not going to be words you can hear clear as a bell, right?
Like I said,
Of
there's
course
going to be
not.
signs. You'll see signs out there. I mean, on the side of a building, you'll see something like 444, and you're like, okay, I see you because I know you're seeing me. You're never alone. Let's put it that way.
Emily says that hers talk all at once. It's rather annoying. I've had that, yeah.
And that does happen. They'll start overwhelming you, and then you have to really ask them to slow down. But just remember, when you tell them to slow down, they may just stop, and then you got nothing.
Yeah, I
And
want to
then
put
you're
a plug.
like,
I
then
want to
you're
put a
like, what
plug
the?
in really quick. Sorry, Jersey Moon.
Yeah, go.
So Jersey Moon and I both work with speaking to your guides, opening up those channels, aligning your energies so that you can clear and hear and experience and whatnot more of those things, so that you can reach other states, so that you can slip into, either that. My favorite place to go is into the unconscious place and actually have a round table with my guides. I lead those sessions. Jersey Moon also works as well during doing similar things. So if you guys are interested in working directly with us and you want to know how to do that and want to book a private session, you can find me at movewithchange.com. That's movewithchange.com. And you can find Jersey Moon at fireflymetaphysical.com. Or you can also just message either of us here and we can send you a link and get you connected and all that stuff. If you have any questions after the live, also feel free to reach out, and we're, both of us are happy to chat or get you enrolled or get you, with the support services you need, just FYI.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, if you wanted just a consultation,
Yeah.
a quick phone call for 30 minutes, I'm okay with 30 minutes on the phone with you just because to help you out.
Both of us have that free consult option. Mine's on my website. Is yours on your website as well?
No, I just keep it
Okay.
open, but I'll
Yeah.
probably add it.
Yeah, I have mine on there on the under services. And And actually, Diana, I would refer you specifically to Jersey Moon over me, only because, well, not only because, I mean, because he's spectacular. But Diana just mentioned here that Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel have been showing themselves to her in the clouds. And Jersey Moon, you have a lot more direct experience with Archangel, with the archangels.
All archangels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, have you heard the horn yet? Gabriel's horn. That's the big one.
I'm gonna wait for the comment back here.
But Michael's awesome. Michael's always around us. And I'd like to know what you do for a living, because Michael's very particular.
She said Raphael.
Raphael?
And Gabriel.
Raphael's the divine physician. And he's emerald green. So have you been seeing greens and blues? That would be your Michael, your Raphael, and what'd you say, Gabriel?
Gabriel.
Yellow.
Yeah. Yellow, solar plexus. Emily says that Emily goes, Raphael's my dude. Michael is starting to appear as well. I love you, Em. So I wanted to yes, that's okay. So I wanted to talk about the chakras briefly, and I want to offer you guys a mudra as a tool to work with this energy. So Gemini, sorry, I'm using my selenite here. Apparently this is my pointer stick today. It's been jumping off my shelf for the last 2 days. So I was like, okay, it's necessary. It's important here. So Gemini is associated with the throat chakra, right? It's about our communication, all that stuff, expression. So a lot of times I will talk to you guys, you'll hear me in the lives talk about when your throat chakra is feeling blocked. It could be your throat chakra. It can also be the lower chakras being out of balance as well. And this, because of the combination of Mars, root chakra, Saturn, solar plexus, Gemini, throat. This is if you want like a huge assist to smooth out this transition, to smooth out this process, focus on those 3 chakras: your root, your grounding, your right to exist in the first place. That is where your authenticity, your authentic expression must rise from your root. Because if you don't believe you have the right to exist, it's going to be very difficult for you to express yourself authentically in each moment. Your solar plexus, right? Then your sacral is neck. Your sacral is about nurturing. You want to make sure that you feel nurtured and you know how to nurture and you know how to give and receive love and whatnot. But your solar plexus is about your will. This is your first, not your first form of expression, because nurturing is your first form of expression. Your will is your is this next form of expression. Now, your will, this is your authenticity center. Thank you, Nikki. Your authenticity center, because it's about how you express yourself. So if your solar plexus is all muddied up because you don't feel like you have a right to state your boundaries, you don't have a right to say, tell people what you really want or how you really feel about a situation. If you experience anxiety because of issues expressing yourself in the past, or just feeling like you don't have any right to make any decisions or have any say in a situation, it's going to be a lot of solar plexus stuff. Now so the root is associated with color red. So you want to help balance the root. One of the easiest things that you can do is eat red foods. Dress red, wear red colors, bring red into your house, into your clothing line, whatever, the clothing you're wearing. Red stones, carrying red stones. You can also go listen to tones on Spotify or anything else like that. There's all these kinds of frequencies and tones that help align the chakras. So same thing with the solar plexus. Eat your yellow foods, bring yellow into your life. Go stand in the sun for the root. Go stand barefoot outside. I know it's cold outside, guys, but it is still good for you.
It's great.
Yeah. So work on those two. Get your grounding. Strengthen your will. This is Mars also here too. Mars is saying, what are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Saturn is saying, let's look at this for real and be wise about how we use our energy, okay? And then when these two things, I mean, we can work on the chakra, yeah. When those two are more in alignment, that sends that energy naturally up through your heart and through your throat. That energy, that will, has to come through also a clear heart center for us to honestly express ourselves. So the throat chakra, so work on grounding. Go walk around outside, wear red, use red, eat red. Red stones. Yellow, go stand in the sun if you can find some. Yellow stones, wearing, eating yellow. Throat chakra is blue. So even images of water, images of the sun, images of the earth, or red things, these things can also assist in balancing the chakras. But in particular, I wanted to share with you guys a mudra. 2 mudras actually, but there's a reason why I'm going to show you both of them.
Real quick, coloring.
Yes. Let's see. Coloring is another really great way to do it. Doing mandalas and whatnot, or just coloring, just even writing in those colors.
Yep.
Right? Great practice to add to what you were talking about at the end of the day, using different colors when you're writing in that journal. If something feels, and you can start using them, or highlight them, or circle them with crayons in different colors. Write a bunch of stuff down and go, ooh, that sounds like my right to exist. That sounds like the right to express myself. That sounds like a need for nurturing. And you can start to kind of pick apart what you've written about your day and start to diagnose yourself essentially, where some of those imbalances can be. Hi, Gigi, welcome.
The most powerful color to draw a write with is purple.
That's the third eye.
Your crown.
Yeah, the third eye is like a deep dark purple, and then the crown goes into, the lighter and lighter. So it's that energy, that upward top 2 chakra energy. It helps, you're right, it helps with insights. It helps with higher wisdom. It helps us tap into our connection to spirit. It helps us distill that information and ask from our guides and whatnot. That's Gigi's and Diana's favorite color. It's actually become my favorite color lately too. Mine used to be orange because I was working on a lot of needing to nurture myself. And since kind of healing a lot of my sacral chakra, now I've refocused and I'm working on my relationship to spirit, to my guides. Diana says that her throat chakra, you were choking and trying to throw up the other day in front of your sister. What was your sign again, Diana? I'm curious. Were you Taurus or Sag or something? I'm trying to remember what yours one was. Leo. So finances. Okay. Again, this moon, Gemini, is about all of our relationships. So if you feel that frustration or imbalance, like I said, some of us are going to be feeling it more so in specific areas, but that doesn't mean you're not going to feel it in other areas. So just be mindful of those things. If you're like that experience, I'd have to work with you personally to understand it, right, much more deeply, but just off firsthand, if I was in a situation with another person and my throat chakra was feeling that attacked, particularly if you've got something coming up from you, that's literally something coming up from your lower chakras. My first question to you would be, what are you harboring in your belly or in your gut that is ready to be released in regard to your relationship with your sister? And maybe about finances in regard to relationship with your sister.
Or what is she holding back?
Yeah. You can be picking up on somebody else's energy too. If that, difficulty expressing yourself, trying to hurl up, especially with family, man, those ties run deep. that we are intertwined intimately with our family members. And the fact that we share DNA with our family members means we can often experience or pick up their baggage. Oh, yeah, it doesn't sound like they have a good relationship, she's saying.
She's got secrets she's not telling.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing too, right? Honesty, the sign of Gemini, right? There are secrets. Secrets are going to be coming to the surface. That was the piece I was sitting here thinking, like, in my notes. I'm like, what is this other thing? Ah, yes. If there is dishonesty, please note, if you are operating in dishonesty in any part of your life, it is going to be revealed, and that rock is going to be turned over. Be very mindful of how you are being dishonest with yourself, with others, with your career, showing up, that fake it till you make it nonsense, whether it's internal or external.
It is nonsense.
It is. And to be honest,
it drives me nuts when people say that.
My mother used to say that all the time. And I used to really think about, like, yeah, you got to show up as you are. But what I realized after working with my chakras was that it was an expression, a reaction to an imbalance in my feeling, in my self-esteem, in my feeling secure in myself and grounded in the earth and whatnot. I don't need to fake it anymore, because I've already made it. I'm already me, right? I made it to fucking here. That was an accomplishment.
Right on. Yes.
Yeah. So, yes, just be mindful. And I want to say the tendency right now, when those untruths, not truths, come up to the surface, your reaction, our tendency is going to be to blame someone else. Is going to be to point the finger. Because if we're being dishonest with ourselves and with others, we tend to dig in our heels so that we can prop up our falsification of reality. If we're going to keep going with our dishonesty, it's going to take more and more and more and more and more effort, more and more and more and more and more of your focus, time, and energy. And to be honest, nobody's buying your bullshit. I love you. You're adorable. Nobody is buying your bullshit. Okay? So, just be mindful of that. Try to take it like, okay, you know what? I deserved that. I was totally being dishonest with myself. You're right. Yep. Plain and simple. Like, if you can just try to take it like Daddy Saturn, who's looking at it going, like, kind of cold, looking at it going, yeah, well, I have been fucking lying about that for the last 10 years. So what else did I really expect? Right? Let's not confuse it. Let's not blame anybody else. Let's not try to justify it. Let's not try to come up with excuses for it. Let's not be afraid of it coming to the surface. It's relief when those things get released, right? Okay. So I did say that I was going to offer a mudra. So the mudra for authenticity, I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought it was really interesting too. The mudra for the throat, the mudra for the throat chakra is the foundational mudra for the mudra for authenticity. And I'll show you the difference. The difference is very minor, but it lends itself to that idea that we were talking about, that authenticity comes from your root and rises up through our chakra system and is expressed through our throat chakra. And we want to balance all of those things below so that your expression is pure and true and, honest and authentic, right? So to get to authenticity, we have to work on these lower chakras as well. But this is the mudra for the throat chakra. You are welcome to use this mudra by itself. The authenticity one is a little bit more difficult, so you need a little bit of dexterity. But the Vishuddha or the throat chakra mudra. Interlace, put your hands back to back. Interlace all your fingers very gently. And then curl your hands in. And you're going to connect finger and thumb on one hand and finger and thumb on the other, but interlacing. So we'll do that again. Interlock just the tips of your fingers, not very tight, right? Back to back. Fold that in. And as you do, you're going to make 2 circles. One here and one there. Got it? Let me know. I know you guys are hand tied now. Let me know if it didn't work. If you need one more explanation, we can do that one more time. Okay. Fingers interlaced. Close that up and create 2 joined circles. This is your throat chakra mudra and is meant to be held right here at the throat. You can sit in meditation with this, holding it right here at your throat. Diana, if you're sharing space with your sister, if you're in the same room with your sister, I highly suggest pulling this and holding this right here. It can also offer you a level of protection as well as balance and clarity. So it can heal and open your chakra. It can also adjust your chakra if it's way too big and open, or if somebody else is sending negative energy in that way. Okay. So the authenticity, I bet, Diana, I have had those experiences where I'm with somebody else in the room and every fiber of my being is going, ugh. It's actually been happening for me in regard to my career and all of the relationships, whether they be interpersonal or with financial or with myself or with career or whatever. So many of those pieces for the last number of weeks have been going, ugh. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is this thing that I've been building and growing, right, and working with and so excited about, why is it suddenly sour? Why are all these pieces really nasty tasting all of a sudden? And I needed to be honest with myself about that, right? And it's scary. It's scary to be honest with yourself about it. Diana, you said it was so bad. In front of everybody, you were choking. You also felt like spirits were testing you around your family because you weren't talking for 4 years. I think it's really important to to offer the reminder that, again, spirit is not out to challenge us or to make things hard for us or to like push us in the wrong direction, is not out to get us. The universe offers us what we have said yes to in the past. The universe offers us what we continue to say yes to. So when one of those things come up, doesn't matter what it is right now, when something comes up and makes you feel that frustration or that, it means you're not aligning with it anymore, but it's probably something you've said yes to in the past. So the work here is to, again, with that Daddy Saturn sort of energy, say, that's not for me anymore. I do not choose this anymore. Nope. No, thank you. No, thank you. He doesn't need to start a fight about it. He doesn't need to yell at anybody about it. He knows that he can just go, no, thanks. And the universe will take it away. And that will leave space for something new, something more beautiful, something, better boundaries, better communication, better relationships, better quality of life with self, better quality of relationships and communication with self and others. So I hear your cards over there and I'm really excited about your cards. Let me offer the authenticity mudra here really quick. So the authenticity mudra, again, remember how it's the same thing as the Vishuddha mudra, but we're going to get into it a little bit differently. This time, put your fingers together, leave your middle fingers together, then tilt slightly so you can interlace the rest of those fingers. That leaves your middle fingers up. And same thing, interlock your fingers here in front. Like I said, this is a little bit difficult to get into. It kind of even hurts my fingers and I've got a lot of dexterity. If you can do that, get your fingers interlaced. We're gonna go, here, we'll start again. Palms together, hands together. Keep your middle fingers touching. Sorry, hold on. Keep those middle fingers together. Tilt ever so slightly so you can interlace all your other fingers and connect your pointer and finger to make those interlocking loops. This is the mudra for authenticity. Guess where we hold this mudra? The solar plexus. The solar plexus. Because that energy of will and your desire to express yourself, right? You're feeling it in your stomach. Yep. Your solar plexus. I
can't get it below my heart.
I know, that's what I mean. If it's okay. And so this is the thing. If your dexterity prevents you from pulling this lower, that's okay. Hold it where you can hold it, right? These energies here, even if you're holding it up here and this is the easiest place to do it, then hold it up here. It's still going to be effective for you, especially if you take some time, close your eyes, breathe really slow and gentle, and just imagine that upward energy I would even say, imagine that energy all the way from your root, holding this mudra here, all the way from your root, passing through your sacral, passing through your solar plexus, passing through your heart, passing through your throat chakra, and coming and becoming an expression, an authentic expression of self. So there's your mudras. You got cards?
Since it was the beaver moon, I wanted to see if I can actually, if Spirit was going to be comical and break out the beaver in the animal cards.
Right?
But it did not. But it did. Coyote.
Oh, yes! Sorry to yell. Sorry about yelling, because that's fantastic. Hey, dog, come here.
So the coyote speaks, it's trickster energy.
Yeah.
But for this particular card, it's a revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly.
Yeah.
Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. That is what Coyote wants to bring to us under this full moon.
That self-deception, that is a big, right? Big thing about Coyote too, is that I always think of the Wile E. Coyote, right? The whole idea, they did a really good job of representing Coyote energy. The whole thing was that in trying to take someone else out, in trying to trick someone else, he always made his situation far worse than it was if he had just left well and good alone and focused on himself.
Mm-hmm.
Diana, we're really glad you found us too. I'm glad you're here as well. Make sure everybody like, share, follow, all that good stuff. Hi, dog. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry guys.
Yeah, follow both of us.
Sit down, please. Thank you. Sit. Oh, you're not dog.
Puppy.
Sorry. Yeah, I have a green ball here, and I think he thinks it's a. No, you. Okay, back. All right. What else you got? Let's not coyote ourselves, right? Remember the focus on your energy, focus on your internal balance, focus on yourself, stop making excuses, stop pointing your fingers at other people, and take stock. Take stock of where you're fooling yourself.
Yeah, and be mindful of the tricksters out there. Because that's what really coyote medicine is, trickster energy.
Yeah.
Native Americans do not allow anyone to work with coyote medicine. It's against tribal law. So don't go out there and try to play with coyote bones and stuff.
So that also indicates too, if you've got somebody in your life right now who it's going to be, again, it's going to become really clear if you've got a trickster in your life. If you've got somebody who's trying to dismantle you, if somebody's trying to send negative energies towards you, if somebody's trying to take apart what you've got going on, that's the coyote stuff, and it's going to be really obvious. So trust your intuition when you've got somebody in your life and you're like, this doesn't feel right. I feel like there's like the communication is just off, and I'm like, I say clearly and honestly where my boundaries are, but then they somehow interpret them differently and then cross them and aren't accountable for it. That whole feel like you're talking to a wall or you're talking to a porcelain doll and nobody's fucking responding or hearing you. There is dishonesty, there is trickery afoot, and I would highly, highly suggest you reevaluate that relationship. Again, whether it's with a person or a business or a bank or yourself.
Right, and it's only going to create sorrow.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there is a wedding that's potentially coming up.
A marriage, a contract, a commitment, a lifetime commitment, right? That's the
Yep.
uh, Juno. That's the Juno energy, the asteroid Juno, wife of Jupiter energy, that lifelong commitment stuff. That might be something, if you have your astral chart accessible, find where Juno is in your chart, especially if you're a Gemini, Virgo, or a Pisces, because that might indicate some place that needs to be where you need to focus your energy. All right, what do we have?
Hope. So
Nice.
someone's hoping for this marriage because someone's in sorrow.
Yeah.
They want the marriage. They want a coming together. And they're hoping and praying on this. And it could be a young woman involved, crossing paths. And that young woman's going to bring celebration. So whoever's praying for marriage, it's coming.
So and to translate it right across for everybody is that maiden or that young woman can also indicate fertility, creativity, new beginnings, young project, young energy, young new springtime energy. In fact, I would even guess, Jersey Moon, that we might be looking to the springtime for some of these energies to, the next number of weeks, and a couple of months ahead before we really, really, really see the outcome.
And it's funny because a colleague of mine mentioned to me earlier during a session that my spring is now.
Really?
I'm not having winter. My springtime is now.
Huh.
And I need to be aware of that.
And is that based on just energetically, or is it based on like natal chart or?
Energetically.
Ryan's niece gets married in January.
Boom.
There you go. Diana, you got a weird feeling in your belly when he said that about the maiden or celebration, I'm guessing. And there will be cause to celebrate. When you drop all the other bullshit, when you stop bullshitting yourself, focus your energy and commit your energy and your time and your attention and your authenticity to, and you commit yourself to authenticity, to your truth, to your abundance, and to your purity. That's the other thing about the young woman too. There's like a purity, your divinity. When you fall in line with and you honor that divinity and allow it to express itself authentically, watch what happens. And that springtime, that celebration will come. If you fall in line and you put those energies in that direction, you will have a lot to fucking celebrate. You're going to look back and go, I can't believe I was letting that misconception, or I can't believe I was talking to myself like that and it was causing all this chaos. Like, I feel like a lot of us in just a couple of weeks or months are going to look back and go, I can't believe I let this tiny little thing hold me back for so freaking long.
Yeah.
You can do it, guys. I'm super excited for you, actually.
I can totally feel it in the room. The energies are strong.
Yeah. And it's really, really, really nice to not feel. This is one of those things. Okay, so I wanted to share this a little bit because we've been talking about this energy, and I talked at the very beginning about some big changes for me and how when I researched this moon, I went, I'm doing what I need to be doing. It just felt totally backwards. So my sun is Virgo, my rising is Gemini, and my moon is Pisces, right? So all of those have to do with career and a little bit in terms of friends and family relationships in relationship to career. Those of you who know me personally know that this is a very real thing that is occurring. And those of you who don't know me personally have at least seen the brand change happening. That shift was terrifying. This shift has been so, sitting in the middle of it, sitting on the fence of it, having to ask myself and having to look at myself so matter of factly and ask myself, am I being coyote? Am I deceiving myself? Am I operating in old patterns? I have been journaling. I have been praying and meditating. I have been lighting candles and incense. I have been, talking with my guides, as in my ethereal guides, my astral guides, and my physical, guides. And I've been being really, really honest with myself. I'm not going to tell you guys that it's been easy. I'm not going to tell you that it's been clear, even, but the crux is trust. Trusting yourself to know what is right for you, and then using that discernment that we talk about. If I use judgment, I create an attachment and I create suffering in that attachment to that thing. My judgment creates attachment, and that leads me to suffering. If I use discernment and simply, again, like that Saturn energy, and says, not for me, not for me, not for me. It's not easy to do, but if you have that trust and you just sit with yourself and go, okay, I don't know why, I don't know how. Our human brains are very limited. Our perception, our ability to understand and perceive is so limited in comparison to what exists in our infinite universe. Trust that the universe is working through you, and all you really need to do is get out of your own way, is be honest with yourself, is to relax and surrender into the flow, even if it's confusing, even if you don't have the answers, even if you can't explain it, because sometimes you're not supposed to. And it's not until you're on the other side that you look back and go, my God, that's beautiful. And I had no idea. I had no idea while I was experiencing it, because it felt chaotic and painful and awful. But when you look back and you go, my God, I carried myself through that. I walked with myself through that. I held my hand through that. I loved myself and honored myself, even when everyone else around me was telling me I was wrong. Right? That offers you profound healing and support that will last you a lifetime.
I agree. Got to trust yourself. And don't listen to others out there.
It is a really big, important right now, to listen to your own voice, because that is
not everybody's for your highest good out there right now.
Yeah.
There's too much selfish behavior going on.
Well, and that's the indication.
Aware of.
Yeah. This is the thing that's happening too. As we collectively work on this evolution stuff we're doing, right? We're collectively trying to raise our vibration. And I shouldn't even say trying. We are actively raising our vibrations collectively. The more you work on it, the more you catch that wave too, right? The more I work on it, the more in line I am with that energy. But here's the thing. What happens, right? When you turn on a light in the dark, moths, mosquitoes, everything comes to that light. So as you are increasing your vibration, crabs in a bucket, guys, as you're increasing your vibration, as you're trying to climb out of the bucket, the hole of illusion or doubt or fear or dishonesty and all these things, the others who are still in there and who are not doing the work to pull themselves out, who are not interested in aligning themselves with that ascension, who are digging in their heels and holding on tighter to their fears and insecurities and doubts and lies, they will try to pull you down, and they will pull you down harder and harder and harder and harder. But there is trust. Please trust. There's a point. You're trying to pull away from the pack, and before you pull away from the pack, they are going to pull you back. They are going to try to pull you back. But if you keep putting that pressure in that direction on your life, I guarantee you there will be a point at which you break free, and you will feel it. You will feel it internally and in every other aspect of your life. It will be as if you've literally shed away old skin that didn't fit anymore, as if you've walked from a tiny little house through the door outside. You're going to feel it, I promise you. Okay? Just keep at it, even if it feels like just a little bit every day. Yeah, Gigi. She says she's sitting in a parking lot right now, had to leave her house because she needed to shift energy. Good. Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that we need to be doing. Be radical about it. Be revolutionary. Be,
Be the
radical, keep
warrior.
coming back. Yeah.
You're a light warrior.
The most strongest, powerful warriors are not the ones who go running into battle screaming every time with their sword raised high. The wisest of the warriors are the ones who know when to lay down their sword and when to surrender and know when to fight and know who is the enemy and who is not.
Mm-hmm.
So be the warrior and cultivate the qualities of a wise and powerful warrior, not of a frivolous, immature warrior, because that comes from ego, right? And that you will go pick fights you don't need to fucking pick, and you will end up getting hurt because you're out there trying to pick fights, trying to prove how strong and powerful you are, rather than being wise enough to say, that's not my fight, that not my pig, not my farm. Mah.
It's like the statement, fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out. Note, again, as we were saying before about honesty and, when lies come out and whatnot, if you've been fucking around and you found out and the shit didn't work and it fell through for you and you're on the shitty side of the outcome, simply accept it and move on. Stop battling. Stop attaching yourself to the past. Stop trying to prop up what obviously wasn't true. Stop trying to move through life dishonestly, whether it's with yourself or with others. It's just not going to work. And you're going to continue to create strife. You're going to continue to hold yourself back. You're going to continue to feel frustrations, and you're going to continue to run into problems. And when we stop blaming other people for our problems and for our situation, we regain control. We bring our locus of control back into our own bodies, into our own hearts and our own minds, and we are no longer a victim of our situation. Just catching up on comments here. Nope, didn't miss anything. Okay, so we got 6 more minutes until 4. Since everybody's doing the 4:44, everybody keeps seeing 4:44 on their clock, so might as well close at 4 o'clock. What do you say?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Do you guys, what do you say? Do you want a quick chakra balancing breath technique? Do we want to revisit our mudra? Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh, what did I miss there? I thought I missed something. I didn't see it. Okay, so remember we talked about the chakras. We talked about how energy expressing itself, right, needs to come through the clear chakras. I'll give this tip really quick here, Jersey Moon, and then is there anything else that you want to add to it too?
No, let's keep it simple.
All right, so let's take these last few minutes to breathe into our chakras, to align our entire chakra system. So we've done this one before on the lunar meditation, on the moon meditations. If you've seen it before, do it again. You can use this one any time of day, anywhere you are. It's a pretty simple technique, and there's various degrees of it. You can do a small little version of it, or you can do an entire full body version of it. I would suggest you work your way up to the full body version of it, because it will make you dizzy and you could potentially fall down. And I don't want anybody reaching out and be like, I broke my hip because I was trying to clear my whole chakra system at 5 o'clock in the morning before I was ready to get out of bed. Let's not do that. So, so this one you can do by just in a seated position. You can be sitting on the floor with your legs crossed. You can sit in a lotus position. You can be sitting in a chair with your feet on the floor. We're going to first do this from the seated position, and then it's the same concept. I'll explain the concept in standing. So basically what we are doing is a cat-cow. So you inhale and lift your chin, send your chest forward. opening up the bottom of your rib cage. You can even use your hands to kind of pull your chest forward, not too far. Don't overextend your spine, right? This is your inhale, lifting your chest and chin, opening up the entire front body of your chakras. And then as you exhale, curl back, curl your back, tuck your chin, roll over your sits bones, right? And really get a full curl that direction with a full exhale all the way out, opening the back chakras. So we're going to do several of these. Ideally, you want to do at minimum 7 rounds, 7 breaths. Okay, at minimum, we will do 7 of them. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And at the end of the 7 breaths, slowly come back to neutral. If you've closed your eyes, great, keep them closed. If you didn't close them, go ahead and close them for a second and just allow your system to integrate. Notice the sensation of your front and back body. If you're familiar with where your chakras are, you can kind of hone into the spots for your chakras. Otherwise, just notice how the center of your front body and the center of your back body feels. Just pay attention to it. Just give it your attention and allow your body to integrate that practice. So you can do that practice. Again, ideally you want to do 7 breaths. Inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, all the way to 7. If you'd like to intensify or increase your practice, you can do that 7 breaths 7 times. So 7 rounds, pause, 7 breaths again, pause, 7 breaths again, pause, and do that 7 times. That is the full practice is to do 7 breaths for 7 rounds with the cat-cow movement. Now, again, if you want to intensify it, if you feel the energy is there, if you're under the moon tonight and you feel like you've got it in your body to do it, you can do that with your full body. You can imagine how that would look. So you stand up, and when you're curling your back, that exhale is going to bring you all the way down as far as you can into a forward fold. That inhale is going to bring you all the way up, arching your back and sending your arms back like that. Yeah. So if you're standing and you're doing this full body, that inhale is going to be an entire full body up and open. And exhale is going to go all the way down into a forward fold. Please be careful. You will get dizzy if you do this too quickly. Yes, doing it quickly can actually offer a more intense clearing of your chakras. But if you hit your freaking third eye on the floor, it's going to kind of undo a little bit of the work you did. So let's not hit our third eyes on the floor or our root chakras on the floor trying to, overhaul our system overnight. You don't need that. All you need to do is the simplest of the practices. Everything has an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? You don't need to create a battle. You don't need to force yourself. We don't need to hurt ourselves. This is about honesty, authenticity, and self-love.
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect, yes. Oh, I'm just checking in. They're talking about hermiting. Dizziness has been a thing for you lately. Keep tripping and falling over. Yeah, so that, again, we were talking about ascension. That's pretty standard ascension symptoms. And Emily, personally, I know you've been going through a lot of energetic shifts. I would request again that you reach out to me or Jersey Moon or both. I know we've talked a little bit about Emily. Actually, we were supposed to grab a call this morning, so why don't we grab a call as soon as I'm off here? I want to touch base with you anyway. Same thing goes. Any of you guys here in the live, if you want to work directly with myself, I'm Deborah. This is my co-host, Jersey Moon, a very skilled, spectacular shaman and guide in many, many, many things, spiritual, ethereal, elemental. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your encouragement and your insight. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you. Magical blessings, everyone.
Magical blessings. Again, if you're curious if we're working directly with either of us, go to our various profiles, send us a message. We can get you links and all that kind of stuff. All right, guys, enjoy your moon. Oh, one last thing. Put your water out. You can put your water out tonight. Put it right under the moon. Make sure you pull it in before the sun comes up. Otherwise, you kind of neutralize those moon energies. You can bathe with it. You can cook with it. You can water your plants with it. You can drink it. You can clear your stones with it. There's a variety of things you can do with the full moon water as you feel comfortable. Same thing. Put your stones out. Make sure you pull them in before the sun comes up. Anything else?
No, that would be it. If you're going to drink it, use distilled water.
Yes, if you're going to drink it, use distilled water. Water bottles work. Yes, it can be in plastic. It can be in glass. I personally... Glass is best, yeah. I personally go out and buy the big... I go out and buy the big jugs of Carlo Rossi, and then I have to drink all the wine so that I can use it for a jug for water for the moon. That's my excuse. I might be a little bit dishonest with myself in regard to that whole...
I use mason jars.
You use mason jars. That's probably a little healthier. A little healthier to use a mason jar.
You don't know. All witches have mason jars.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're welcome, Gigi. Thank you all, Diana, Ryan, M, everybody else who is still here and hanging out. Thank you guys so much for your time, for your energy, for your support. And we look forward to hearing from you guys soon. I love you so much. Don't forget, there is Bhakti Bites tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah. Did you have a class tomorrow you want to share about or no?
Nope, ready for Bhakti Bites, though.
Perfect. All right, my friends. I love you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.